Picture this. August 1969. 500,000 people knee-deep in mud at Woodstock. And the one vehicle you see more than any other? Not a muscle car, not a Harley, not even a school bus. It's hundreds and hundreds of Volkswagen buses, some painted like rainbows, some with flowers bigger than their wheels, a few with people dancing on the roof while the rain pours down. This weird little box on wheels became the unofficial mascot of an entire generation that wanted to burn the rulebook and start over. This is the story of the VW Bus, the ultimate hippie van that didn't just carry people, it carried a revolution. The VW Bus, the ultimate hippie van that changed the world. If you were here for the last cult car deep dive that blew up to 9,000 views in 3 days, thank you. Seriously, then you already know we love vehicles that are so much more than transportation. Today, we're talking about the single most beloved, most recognizable, most smile-inducing vehicle in automotive history. A van that started with a sketch on a napkin in a bombed-out factory, accidentally got funded by the Nazis, became the chariot of the 1960s counterculture, starred in Hollywood blockbusters, and today, in pristine condition, costs more than a Lamborghini Huracan. 15 minutes of pure peace, love, and 47 horsepower coming right up. Let's roll. Let's go back to 1947. Germany is in ruins. The Volkswagen factory in Wolfsburg is half rubble, but it's one of the few places still making cars, because the British Army took it over and kept the Beetle production line running for their own use. One day, a Dutch businessman named Ben Pon walks in. He's there to import Beetles, but he sees workers using these crude little motorized planks, basically a Beetle chassis, with a flat platform to move parts around the factory. That night in his hotel room, he grabs a napkin and sketches a boxy van shape around the Beetle mechanicals. Front cab, huge cargo area, flat floor. He mails it to Volkswagen headquarters. 3 years later, March 8, 1950, the very first Type 2 rolls off the line. Volkswagen workers immediately nickname it the Bully, German for bull, because it looked stubborn and strong. First-year production? Only 8,000 units compared to Ford pumping out hundreds of thousands of station wagons. Engine, the same 25 horsepower air, cooled flat, 4 from the Beetle, moved to the rear. Top speed, 65 miles an hour if you were brave, and the wind was helping. 0 to 60? Let's just say you could read an entire newspaper, but it was cheap, $2,200 in 1950 money, and you could stand up straight inside. America's love affair with the weird little loaf had begun, early 1950s. Most American families are buying wood-paneled Ford Country Squires, the size of aircraft carriers. Then this tiny, smiling, split windshield van shows up. Surfers in Southern California notice something. You can put 4 longboards inside standing up and still have room for a cooler and friend. Westphalia in Germany starts offering factory camper conversions in 1951. Pop-top roof, tiny sink, fold-out bed. Suddenly you can drive to Baja, sleep on the beach, and spend $0 on hotels. By 1959, Volkswagen is selling deluxe models with 23 windows. Yes, 23 tiny safari windows that open and a giant sunroof. They were marketed as sightseeing buses in Europe, but in California, they became the ultimate let's go get lost machine. One of those 23 window Sambas in perfect condition today, $200,000 to $300,000. Some have even broken $400,000 at auction for a vehicle that left the factory with drum brakes and 30 horsepower. Insane. Now we get to the part everyone thinks about when they picture a VW bus. Flowers, peace signs, tie-dye, and zero regard for personal hygiene. 1967, San Francisco. The human be-in happens in Golden Gate Park. Thousands of young people show up, and the parking lot looks like a Skittles factory exploded, every bus painted a different psychedelic color. Why the VW bus specifically? You could buy a running one for $500 to $800, pocket change compared to a Mustang. Rear engine layout meant a totally flat floor throwdown mattresses, bean bags, incense, whatever. The giant flat sides were blank canvases. People painted murals of mushrooms, yin-yangs, Jimi Hendrix, make love not war. Cops thought anyone driving one was harmless. Try pulling that off in a Dodge Charger. The most famous of them all, Ken Kesey and his Merry Pranksters 1939 International School Bus Further, gets all the attention. But Kesey himself admitted the real workhorse of the pranksters was actually their 1964 VW bus painted in day-glow colors. They drove it coast to coast, handing out acid and filming what became the movie Magic Trip. That single summer turned the VW Bus from quirky import into the official vehicle of dropping out. Fast forward to August 1969. Woodstock. Aerial photos show the farm absolutely covered in VW buses. Estimates say between 800 and 1,200 VW buses were on site, some used as makeshift medical clinics, some as stages, many as bedrooms. The famous photo of the couple wrapped in a blanket on the hill? There's a light blue and white 1963 23 window Samba right behind them. But it wasn't just white hippies. In the American South, civil rights activists used VW buses because they were cheap, reliable, and crucially didn't scream "outside agitator" the way a big American sedan did. Esau Jenkins on Johns Island, South Carolina, ran a voter registration bus in a green and white 1964 model. From anti-war protests to the first Earth Day in 1970, if there was a movement, there was a VW bus parked out front with a hand-painted sign in the windshield. Name another 75-year-old vehicle design that is still getting major roles in $200 million movies. 1985. Back to the Future. The Libyan terrorists chase Marty in a black 1975 bay window bus. 2006. Little Miss Sunshine, the dysfunctional family road trip happens in a yellow 1973 T2 that famously dies on every hill and has to be push-started. 2006 again. Pixar's Cars Fillmore. The hippie van voiced by George Carlin, who literally fuels himself with organic fuel and says things like, "Respect the classics, man." The Mystery Machine in Scooby-Doo? A direct ripoff of a 1966 21 window with psychedelic paint. Music videos: Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sublime, Slightly Stupid, Jack Johnson. Every surf or alt band has a VW bus in at least one video. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger bought one in the 1980s because it reminds me of surfing in Austria. Yes, he really said that. Let's talk numbers. A totally original paint 21 or 23 window Samba in number 2 condition is $150,000 to $250,000. Barrett Jackson once sold a 1961 23 window for $302,500, still the record. A restored Westphalia camper? $80,000 to $150,000 easily. Comedian Gabriel Fluffy Eglacius owns more than 30 of them. He spent over $3 million building the collection. There's an entire sub-economy of people hunting barns in Brazil and Argentina for the last air-cooled buses that were built all the way until December 31, 2013. Yes, 2013. Brazil kept making the old design for 63 straight years. For decades, Volkswagen swore they would never bring it back. Every concept car got cheers, then killed with the words, "not for production." Then 2021, the ID.Buzz concept drops. The internet explodes. Petitions with hundreds of thousands of signatures. 2024 to 2025. It's finally here in the US. Up to 335 horsepower dual motor 4Motion. 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds faster than the original Golf GTI. 234 to 260 miles of real-world range. Same massive smiling front face. Same two-tone paint options. Same giant round VW logo. But now it has adaptive cruise, ventilated massage seats, and won't overheat climbing the grapevine. Drive one and people still wave. Kids still yell, "the hippie van." Only now it's silent and costs $65,000 instead of $500. Some purists call it a sellout. Others say it's the ultimate redemption arc. The peace and love van is now saving the planet one electron at a time. So why, 75 years later, does this slow, unsafe, leaking, overheating tin box still make grown adults cry when they see one? Because it was never about going fast. It was about going somewhere different mentally, spiritually, geographically. It represented choosing community over competition, experiences over horsepower, saying yes to adventure when the rest of the world was saying, "get a real job." The VW bus didn't just carry hippies to festivals. It carried the idea that a better world was possible, and you could drive there with 7 friends, a guitar, and a dream. And somehow, even in 2025, when an old split window puts by or a shiny new ID.Buzz silently glides past, that idea is still alive. The van didn't just get a software update, it got a second life. So tell me down in the comments, classic air-cooled forever, or are you ready to go electric with the ID.Buzz? Best story gets pinned. If this video gave you even a tiny bit of that free-spirited nostalgia, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell, because next time we're diving into another cult icon that the world tried to kill, but couldn't. Until then, keep the sunny side up, keep the rubber side down, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, love, and 47 horsepower.